Hello, I'm Pastor Dave, and these are our Advent devotions for December 6, 2021. Gentle Mary laid her child, lowly in a manger. There he laid the undefiled, to the world, stranger. When we confront the Nativity, and we look at this, we're oftentimes trying to make sense of Jesus as God, but at the same time, a baby. It's easy to see the baby side of Christ because it was just Jesus being born on Christmas. And we're so used to seeing like Christmas pageants where you're presenting the birth of Christ. And you either have a baby doll, or sometimes if there's a young enough baby or old enough baby in the church, you literally have a baby portraying Jesus Christ. And it really is easy to see that baby at Christmas, but not always see him as God. That comes over the next several weeks when we get into the gospel accounts of his earthly ministry and ultimately his suffering, death, and resurrection, delivering the people from sin. At that point, it's easy to see Christ as God more than man. But how do we take these two images and mix them in our head? How exactly do we mesh God the Father with God the Son, especially when the Son is a baby? One way we can actually do this is by looking at sin. God is perfect. By necessity, God must be perfect because we came into existence by the Word of God. Everything in this universe came into existence because God is perfect. God is without sin. God does not sin. When it comes to babies, sometimes we kind of think the same. Now, we could get into Augustine and the doctrine of original sin and how we are all tainted as humans, as descendants of Adam, with the sins of Adam and Eve in the garden. But really, beyond that, we don't think of babies sinning. Maybe we do when they wake us up in the middle of the night, but we tend to think of babies as being without their own sin. And in some ways, that can help us reconcile the idea of baby and God. Because it's hard for a baby to sin. It's impossible for God. Now, Christ was not tainted with that original sin of humanity, being God. But Jesus as baby can easily be seen as God incarnate, being without sin. So that undefiled can help us bring together God in human form. This is our Advent devotion for today. I hope to see you tomorrow.